is happening, Magnus sites. Oh, really? Variant cameos. See that? Let's get it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU, and we are now in the Multiverse Saga, which is really exciting, but at the same time, we don't exactly know what to expect from future projects. Now, we do know that our two biggest and main projects of the Multiverse Saga are going to be both Avengers films, the Kang Dynasty and, of course, Avengers Secret Wars. These two films are truly going to dive into the multiverse and show us a lot of different variants about characters that we know and love, and of course new characters as well. But these projects are really going to dive into the multiverse, not kind of like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where we thought it was going to be completely insane, a bunch of different multiverses, a bunch of different variants and cameos, when that ended up not being the case. However, with Avengers Secret Wars and leading up to that, the Kang Dynasty, that's what these two films are going to be all about. A bunch of different variants, which is super exciting because I think this is what we were all looking forward to in Multiverse of Madness, but didn't really get. It was a slight teaser for what was to come. Right now, the MCU with Loki, with Multiverse of Madness, with Loki 2, they are simply preparing us and teaching us the rules of what is to come in further projects with the actual multiverse. So knowing that, and knowing that we are finally going to be getting some other variants, let's talk about what variants we could possibly see in the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. Now, one thing to keep in mind with seeing new variants and new versions of characters is that we could actually see some new ones as early on as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And there's actually evidence to back this up, because in the trailer that has not been released publicly yet, but will be soon, we hear Kang actually say to Ant-Man, "You're an Avenger, have I killed you before?" This implies that Kang has run into other Avengers before, probably a lot of them, and has actually killed them. So Ant-Man and the Wasp could bring us other variants, especially if we are going to do flashbacks to who Kang is and what he's done in the past, present, and future. But of course, the big ones are going to come in Avengers Secret Wars, where incursions occur and multiverses collide into each other, eventually only having one universe consisting of a lot of different variants of the same characters. And there are many different groups of characters that could be appearing, but I think the most exciting groups of all, the most exciting characters that we could possibly see show up in Avengers Secret Wars and other projects are dead characters. And not only dead characters, but their variants as well. I'm talking about Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. returning to play a variant of Tony Stark, and seeing multiple variants of Tony Stark, all played by Robert Downey Jr., but at the same time, seeing other variants of Tony Stark as well, and Iron Man, played by different actors like Tom Cruise. We didn't see this in Multiverse of Madness, but there is still a possibility that we could see this happen in Avengers Secret Wars. In fact, this is actually the perfect opportunity to see this happen, because this is the big one. This is the Avengers Endgame. And while it didn't happen in Doctor Strange, like I mentioned, that one was kind of teaching us the rules of the multiverse and kind of teasing us of what's to come. Well, Avengers Secret Wars is when it comes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And although Captain America technically isn't dead, at least to our knowledge, we could see Chris Evans return and play Steve Rogers. And here's a really cool thought. We could also see John Krasinski as Captain America, because we know he auditioned to play Captain America, but didn't get the role. But we do know that he played Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And we will probably see him, even if he's not the main Reed Richards in the MCU, return as a variant of Mr. Fantastic. Not the same one that we saw in Multiverse of Madness, of course, because that one is dead. But think about how cool it would be to see John Krasinski on screen as Captain America and John Krasinski on screen as Mr. Fantastic as well, standing right next to each other. That would be extremely cool and is actually a possibility. Is not a bad idea, is actually a great idea, and is well within the realm of reality that could happen for Secret Wars. Now, of course, another dead character that we could see is Black Widow. We could see the return of Scarlett Johansson playing Natasha Romanoff. Again, this would not be the same character because, of course, she is dead, but Scarlett Johansson could return to play a variant of Black Widow. And out of all the cameos we could see, these are probably the most exciting. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and Scarlett Johansson returning to play variants of themselves. But there might be one group of people that could be even more exciting to see show up in Avengers Secret Wars, and that is characters from other franchises. And I'm talking about the Fox X-Men, the Fox Fantastic Four, and anyone else you could think of. But specifically, I think everybody knows who I'm talking about, and that is Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman returning to play a variant of Wolverine. Fans specifically want this, and I really want this, because we want to see Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, which we know is about to enter the MCU, next to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. And of course, we don't count X-Men Origins Wolverine. That doesn't count. We want a true Deadpool and a true Wolverine played by Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds right next to each other in Avengers Secret Wars. Hopefully, Wolverine gets introduced to the MCU relatively soon. So in Avengers Secret Wars, we get a bunch of different Wolverine variants, and Hugh Jackman is one of those variants. I even think it would be hilarious if we had a variant of Deadpool that is played by Hugh Jackman and a variant of Wolverine that is actually played by Ryan Reynolds. This would be hilarious because Deadpool can break the fourth wall and can actually comment on the fact that they could have done an actor switch. Again, it's entirely possible in Avengers Secret Wars. And of course, the Fantastic Four are coming to the MCU in 2024. We don't know the official cast yet. Hopefully that will be revealed at D23. But the possibility of seeing the original Fantastic Four alongside of the new Fantastic Four is very possible in Avengers Secret Wars. They could even bring the cast of the rebooted Fantastic Four into the equation as well. Yes, the newest Fantastic Four movie wasn't that well received. However, perhaps they could have some type of multiversal redemption arc, kind of like Andrew Garfield got in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, of course, if we're going to see variants of the old X-Men, hopefully we could get a lot of new X-Men as well. Because remember, all of the different teams that there are going to come together. Even if we don't have that team in our specific universe, that most likely exists in another universe. Like how we don't really have the Illuminati in our universe right now, that didn't stop it from existing in another universe. So even if a Wolverine isn't introduced in our universe before Secret Wars, there is still a possibility he could be in another universe. In fact, we know for a fact he exists in another universe, the Fox universe. Now, from here on out, things are just going to get crazy cool because we're going to take the teams that we already have and see different variants of them. And also, not to mention, villains as well. It's not just heroes, but villains like Doom. And of course, we all know that the Kang Dynasty is going to be all about the Kang variants. So expect to see a lot of Kang variants as well. But of course, we could see the return of Thanos. We could also see Ultron. Really, anyone is on the table. And then we're going to take our teams like the Avengers and see a bunch of different variants of them. Like Falcon, aka the new Captain America, Bucky, Wanda, Doctor Strange, Wong, the Hulk, and of course, like I mentioned, other characters that aren't in our universe right now, like Captain Carter, Iron Man. And of course, let's not forget all of the different variants of Spider-Man. We've already gotten 2 in the actual MCU, and there are more out there. Then of course you have the Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, Drax, Mantis, Gamora, Nebula. Then we have Nova, who's coming to the MCU, Adam Warlock, Kraglin, Yondu could return, and we could even get Thanos as a good guy, kind of like we saw in What If. All different variants of all of these people. And one team that I'm actually really excited to see some variants on and actually just see them show up in the MCU is the Supernatural team. Moon Knight, Blade, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider. Imagine Nicolas Cage returning as Ghost Rider, fighting alongside of Patrick Stewart's Professor X and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. This is what I hope they deliver with in Avengers Secret Wars because the potential is there and it is the big event. I don't think we ever really thought we were going to see all the teams we saw together in Avengers Endgame actually together, but we did. And now, this is going to be even bigger than Avengers Endgame. Secret Wars is going to take all these groups and bring them together in groups from other universes, and that includes everyone I mentioned, and of course other groups like the Eternals. We could see Star Fox, Pip, Athena, Cersei. They might not actually have variants because they were kind of created, but so is Ultron, and we know that there are Ultron variants. But seeing them and Daredevil and She-Hulk and Echo alongside of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, that's what Secret Wars should be. And that's what it is in the comics, so hopefully Marvel Studios is going that way, and I believe they are. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and let me know who you would like to see together in Avengers Secret Wars. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Alright, man. You didn't help hype me up. Let me see. I definitely want Tony back. I want Tony and Black Widow back. I want to see Hugh Jackman. It will be interesting to see who they get for Mr. Fantastic and Captain America now that he said that. I forgot that he did audition for that. Real possible, a possible exciting future for us as Marvel fans. Keep up the good work. Work, Cosmic Wonder. Good work. Keep up the good work, Cosmic Wonder. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. And if you enjoyed my reaction to this news, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share too. 10 million subscribers. Woo! That rhyme.